All right, man. Diddy got the whole industry talking when he made this statement today about Jay-Z, Biggie, and Tupac Shakur. Let me tell you, brace yourself because this right here is going to spark up a lot of controversy, and I'm here to give you my opinion. But first, I'm going to play exactly what he said. He was actually on the Clubhouse with Jay Z, Fat Joe, Diddy, and a lot of other people where they were talking about the legacy of Biggie Smalls. And Diddy actually dropped in and said this. Before I get to exactly what he said, I got the audio for you, right? Smash that like button. Let's get them likes flying up, right? And share the video on Facebook, share it on Twitter. And as you know, man, subscribe to Hip Hop News Uncensored for more exclusive just like this one. All right, enough of me talking, man. Roll tape.
As far as like, Big and Pac and like just pushing forward, that's just me being a student of the game and loving the culture and just want to push the culture forward. And for me, that was the challenge that I was faced with. And that's a void. That's a big void. That ain't,
Yeah.
others, others stepped in and filled it as well, not just myself, but it was that's a big void. That's the two pillars right there. Imagine that within a year.
Yeah.
What
6 months, six
right?
months apart. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's,
Yo, I want to say, bro, you filled them shoes though. You feel you came in and you know what I'm saying. So we definitely give thanks for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely came in and I just know how much Big like really looked up to Jay. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
All right, now first and foremost, I think that Diddy actually he played himself with this, and there's no disrespect. But first, before I go in on that aspect, let's talk a little bit about Diddy being there and probably having a lot more insight than especially myself and other people would have because he made the statement how much Biggie actually looked up to Jay. And I'm sure they had a lot of admiration for each other at the time, but they were both young at the time, right? And they were admittedly in competition with each other. Now, I don't really have too much of a problem. I know some people will with him saying it about filling in a void for Biggie. More so for the Tupac thing because I don't think you can get nowhere. Jay Z can come nowhere close to Tupac. And when I say that, there's no disrespect because anybody who knows me, if you've been listening to this channel for the past 3, 4 years, you know that Jay Z is my favorite rapper, bar none. I rock with Jay Z above anyone. I think he's the greatest of all time. But when you try to say that he filled the void for Tupac, I think you're sadly mistaken. Now, a lot of people would even go out on a limb and say, okay, even for, talking about for Biggie, like we don't really know. We don't really know what Biggie would have evolved to, but just looking at the trajectory that Tupac was on at that time, I just don't think you can say that, man. I don't know if there's ever been a time that Jay-Z, any Jay-Z song, any Jay-Z statement, any Jay-Z speech has ever came anywhere close to embodying anything close to what Tupac meant in the flesh, right? Not to say that Jay-Z didn't say some profound, great, extraordinary things, a lot of political stance he took, trend setting things, swagged out, all that 100%, like Jay Z, the leader in all of that, right? Like he said, I'm leading the league in at least his statistical categories, realest flow, most charisma. Y'all remember that? I give it to Jay. But to try to say, okay, you filled the void, nah, Puffy, you played yourself, Diddy, you played yourself, and again, there's no disrespect, and that you played yourself, but I just had to respectfully disagree. Tupac comes from the lineage of the Black Panther lineage, the lineage of Assata Shakur lineage, who went against all odds, right? Went against all odds for what they believed in, right? I don't think you could compare somebody like that to Jay Z. Now, Jay Z, he did it in his own way, but it never was really anti establishment. It was more so kind of, okay, I'll say I'm anti-establishment, but I'm really working hand in hand establishment and trying to find loopholes establishment. Which, hey man, pick your poison either way you want to do it. I just think that the way that Tupac did it, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree and say this about Tupac and that about Tupac, but the way that he was able to capture your mind, the way that he was able to move people. He would have probably been like Michael Jackson. I mean, even then, I mean, he would have had people fainting. Like he would have had, it would just been like anything he would have touched would have turned to gold. So I just have to respectfully disagree. I'm gonna digress. I want to hear what you guys got to say about this, though. I really do want to hear what you guys got to say in the comment section right below the video. Was Diddy on point with this? Did he fill in that void? I gotta say no. Now, when you talk about Biggie, I could concede a little bit to the Biggie thing because okay, it was a little bit of similarities there. Jay Z did his thing, and I ain't taking nothing away from Jay Z. He held hip hop down, bro. And like he said, it was some big shoes to fill. And even I think the Grammy family freestyle, he was like, what I mean, y'all compare me to Big and Pac, but you got me fighting ghosts. Like these dudes is gone now. These dudes is legends right now. I mean, this is the reason why I'm saying that. That's the reason why, because they are legendary status. Especially Tupac, you can't come close to ever filling a void because they're not here. So I just don't think it's fair for him to say that. I mean, I get their friends, billionaires, boys club, and all that. You know, and then we never would have known what would have happened, right? And this is all subjective. If they all were to remain here, I think they all would have been great together. I don't think Jay Z, would have, lost anything because you heard him admittedly say when I think he said when Biggie dropped, I think it was Who Shot You, like it inspired him to and I hope I might have got the song wrong, but it was a song that he said that Biggie did and he heard, right? And that it inspired him to write 4 or 5 songs that one night. I love it. I was just watching the game out in Virginia Beach this weekend. These young, high schoolers, eighth graders, wherever they were, balling. Like I love the spirit of competitiveness. I think it's a great, great thing, and I think it ultimately brings out the best in people. I just don't agree with that statement, but maybe I'm wrong. Let me know, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. I appreciate you guys. Definitely let me know respectfully what you guys think in the comment section about what Diddy said and Jay Z kind of saying, he was just trying to fill a void. And shout out to him because, like I say, if you were to ask me, in 2004, I would say Jay Z's the best. 2022, I still say Jay Z is the best. His run is unprecedented. He has been on top of his game for so long. He can go on a song with anybody and hold his own. Anywhere from Jadakiss, Little Baby, Lil Wayne, anybody like to a rock star, to a country singer. He can go hold his own on any type of song, any type of genre. So I think you have to give him his flowers and respect for that. But I think when you talk about the Tupac, I think it's just too far away. I think it's just too far of a gap. Biggie may be a little bit closer, but could you imagine though what Biggie would have evolved to? Could you imagine what Tupac would have evolved to? These dudes in their early 20s. Jay Z had the opportunity, and I mean, look what he blew up to. What do you think they would have done with that talent as well? It's your brother Oga, man. Hip Hop News Uncensored. I appreciate you guys listening in. You know what to do, man. Smash the like button. Make sure you share the video. And make sure you guys subscribe and locked in Hip Hop News Uncensored for more. Hey, man, your boy's back. Let's get back to this content, man. I'm back to giving you 2 or 3 videos a day. I had to fall back for a couple of days, take a little vacay, take my foot off the gas. I've been going for 4 strong years, hard, right? I was trying to wait till I got to 1 million subscribers to kind of take my foot off the gas, but it's never going to really happen, bro. So I'm back at it. I appreciate you guys listening, man. And we back. Peace.